Hello, everyone. Hey, Luce, welcome. Oh, getting a crazy echo. Hold on. All right, I think I fixed it. You guys hopefully didn't hear sound echoing. I don't think I had it set up to where you could. Um, all right. Sorry, I'm just changing one thing in Chrome, or I'm using the new Edge Chromium thing, and it's accepted all of my media keys, and that drives me nuts. I disabled that on Chrome. How do I disable that in Edge? Because I like to preview the stream to make sure it's working, but I don't want to, when I press play and pause on my music, I don't want that to take over. Okay, so Chrome, disable media keys. Let's see if anything pops up by Googling that really quick. Okay. Ah, found something. Found something. Google Chrome now is built in. Okay. So not cool. All right. Is that all I have to do in Edge? There we go. Default disabled. Drives me nuts. All right. Now I should be able to press play. No! Didn't work. Let's try it in a different tab. Try it again. It says it's disabled. Hopefully I don't have to like restart. Okay, it's working now. Whew. Crazy. Need to be able to control my music. Who wants to play and pause the stream? Hey, Kim, welcome. All right, guys. It's been a long time since I've streamed. I don't know. It's been a month. Crazy, crazy. Just traveling off at the hackathon. Then after the hackathon, had vacations, and then had other random things. Yeah, had to keep traveling for work, but I'm back, and I'm excited to stream again. And last time we were working on gMusic, and I wonder, do we want to keep working on gMusic? Are people interested in the new MVU stuff I was working on from the hackathon? I'm I mean, last time we left the gMusic, we were working on a scrolling text thing, which we never finished. Um, Hackathon went really well. I've still been working on the project since the hackathon. It was called Hot UI, but it's now been renamed Comet. So let me grab a link to that. And Comet is fun. Actually, let me do it in this one. I'm all logged into everything. But yes, it's been renamed Comet. And I haven't worked on the actual library for a few days, or actually a week now, I'm guessing. I've been working on tooling and things around it just to make sure the experience of using it is nice and fun. So yeah, I've been playing with all kinds of fun stuff around that. So we can. Why is my Twitch counter thing not updating? I'm looking at that. Look, I leave for like a week and or a month and everything breaks. Uh-oh, oops. I don't know if I can fix that without actually changing. I'm not starting soon. Okay, I don't know if I can fix the counter then. It's just going to say we have 0 people watching the entire time, and I'm okay with that. Although stream label should have fixed that. Let me restart the session. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter what that number says. Just a vanity thing anyway. So, guys, question: do you guys want to keep working on gMusic, or do we want to jump over and play with Comet and the MVU style stuff? Any votes? Any thoughts? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? I know there's a delay, but you guys are all being quiet. All right. Well, I guess if we have no votes, I guess we can keep working on gMusic because, I mean, that is what I titled the stream anyway, so might make sense to do that. All right, so in that case, that's over. Yeah, I haven't seen gMusic in a while either. Right before the stream, I'm like, I should actually run this thing and see what it looks like. Whoa, screen stuff's all off. It's all set from the hackathon. Let me move my, not that one. Let me mess with my stuff. And let me realign stuff. Oh, that's still too big, huh? Okay, I forgot I messed up my entire layout stuff for the hackathon, and I checked everything except my full screen layout. Fixed all my mics. We'll get this set up. Oh, getting pinged. Come on. Live OBS debugging. Make that a tad bit bigger, and we'll call that good. All right. You guys can now see everything, I believe. Yeah, that looks right. Perfect. Redone. Redone. All right. All right. Let's jump into gMusic. Let's see how it's looking. Yeah, OBS management every time, every time. Like I said, for some reason I've messed up my count. I don't know. Maybe they changed something at Streamlabs. All right, so gMusic, yes, we have big font on, which because we were playing with font sizes and whatnot. So everything's in a really big font. That's under general accessibility. Oh no, larger font size is not on. Guess that's the normal font. Just looked really big on this screen. All right, so this is how gMusic has been looking. Last time we worked quite a bit on Android and getting Android up to shape because Android was a hot mess. So we worked a lot on that. I know we were trying to get, I love that animation. We were trying to make it to where this stuff scrolls though, rather than cutting off. So maybe we'll keep working on that. It's not something I'm too familiar with, but we ended up getting it partially working. We just need to start working on the animation stuff now. And this branch is not using shell. There was a few shell bugs that had to be fixed, and they've been fixed. And so I should update back to shell. I have a branch that has shell. So if you go check one of the branches, it does have shell, and it's using the shell flyout. But this one's using my own custom thingy instead in Forms. So yeah, this funky layout with this drawer thing. But yeah, I will get it back to shell eventually. Welcome back then, Fewback 7. I'm glad you're as Xamarin enthusiast. So am I, and so are most of the other people watching. Yeah. So let's decide. I'm trying to think what all we want to work on. Before we've been doing, I have another simulator, I think, that's logged in to the old gMusic. I don't know. Was it the XS? I think it's the XS. Hopefully this one will have Xamarin or the old gMusic, and we compare. Because we got music playing. We ended up doing the pop-ups. A lot of that works now. I'm trying to think what else left on gMusic to really get it going. I know it's not quite ready. Search, we ended up doing that a bit ago. Yeah, search is working with quick jumps. I know we don't have any of the stuff like on an artist page and albums pages. Those all still need built. Anyone here know animations well enough to help me along animating this text if we try that? Animations were never something I really got good at in Xamarin.Forms. Alright, so here's the old one. That little icon font. I don't know if I dislike that, how it splits like that, but it's not what it's supposed to look like. Oh yeah, we added the console so we can see all the console messages. Need to get this pretty far along. Setting screen's not done because there's a lot more settings than that. Radio, we've got our icon there. Why is this not launching? Let's open up console and see what's going on. Oh, I don't have Keycaster on. Keycaster. Sorry, trying to grab put that in a good, come on. All right, that's a good spot for it. Come back to here. Oh, it launched that time. So command backslash will always bring up your console and let you see what's happening in the selected simulator. I was going to do that to see why it wasn't launching, but it's launching now. Never leave the console open too long, it will eat through your CPU. So, yeah. All right, so wait, no, it didn't launch. That's a launch image. Come on. Launchity launch. Tell me what's going on. And there's nothing in the console saying what's going on. Nothing under gMusic. I know during the hackathon, Apple deleted all of my simulators, and it may have messed up what's on there. Let's open up a new instance of this, and we'll do this gMusic. Let's open. Drag this over, so we'll open up that one. I just want to see if I can debug the old gMusic and see what's going on. Always something. All right. And that's interesting, Luce. I didn't know you didn't do anything Xamarin for your day job at all. I remember back in the day before it was Xamarin when I was in a similar boat and was having problems finding at the time mono-touch job or things like that because I really want to switch to mobile. And of course there were like no mono-touch jobs then at all. I mean, because it was way back in the day and Xamarin didn't really exist yet. And yeah, I ended up doing an app I was able to convince them to do an app at my job using it. And then I ended up just switching to Xamarin when it was formed. Because that was the easiest way to get to work on Xamarin, was to join the company. A lot more options out there nowadays, though. A lot more options. All right, so this is going to the XS2. All right, it's doing stuff. We see the database talking or doing stuff. Why isn't this launching? Okay, let's hit a pause and see if it'll tell us where it's locked up on. Something with the equalizer? Is our equalizer killing us? The database is locked, I'm guessing. Huh. Interesting. According to this, it is something with the equalizer. It's where it's locked on as a database call. Actually, how many threads do we have? Does it tell us in here? The equalizer should not be locking us up. Uh-oh. Crash. Crash. Run again. Maybe we will. Do I have the sim thing? Well, let's go look at the database then. So, reveal in sandbox. We'll go to documents. Nope, not documents. Library. Open up the database into SQLite browser. And browse data. Oh yeah, you can always pause and see what's stuck. Well, most of the time it works pretty well. But yeah, it'll pause wherever the execution's paused on. So it's nice to know where you're locked at if you're locking for as long as I am. Again, loading equalizers. This is the preset, so I can put a breakpoint there on the next step. So that did fire through. That one at least did. Yeah. That's on setting the value. Wait, why is it values? All right, I'm just gonna undo. I'm just gonna comment that out really quick. That should not lock up. See if we can get it to load. Equalizer. Oh, and what it's doing is it's loading the presets for that one. Not having those set will definitely cause it to lock, as I'd expect. Let's go back to this again. Current preset. Where did I just undo? I'm not this one. This is really interesting seeing this lock it up. I've never had that happen. Yeah. Watching other people learning their tricks and the shortcuts, it's really nice. It really is one of the best things about live streams. All right. So that the preset is set. Press play. And then, actually, let's do, I wonder if this is, let's see what happens if we do that. I wonder if this, I don't know. Maybe we're overzealously setting that. Okay, so there's once. Wow, what? There's one. How is this getting set over and over again? Oh, this is all the equalizer presets getting loaded out the first time. I'm wondering which one's locking it then. Call stack, why am I not getting a call stack? Okay, something really, really weird's going on there. So what happens is I pull the presets out of the database and then I set the values so the individual, what they're set at. This is happening under here. Let's see if that jumps to there, okay? So now we'll put a breakpoint here. This one get called from. Wait, why is this getting called again? Find references. All right, we are calling load presets way too many times. All right, so let's go into here. So it should only load it a second time if it's forced. This is some old code. I have not looked at this stuff in a while. And we brought this stuff. Okay. Values goes, ignore that one, it happens once. We're not there, so that shouldn't happen. Equalizer is being called again. Okay, so there's a playback equalizer here. We have an infinite loop. So this one calls here, right? Load preset. How is this looping? So then this calls apply equalizer. Okay, so this calls apply. I wonder if we shouldn't have this. Because the equalizers will apply themselves as soon as they play. I've had issues to where the equalizer didn't apply, so I overzealously apply it. But I think that somehow that's in a weird infinite loop that never happened before. It's where it is. So what was happening, and I'm not sure why this just now surfaced itself because this is the old version in code that has been alive for a long time. Yeah, it's current master, so it might have been something that surfaced somehow in mono with a change to the runtime or something, because I don't even know. So the equalizer would call load presets, which then would apply itself, which then in turn would call back and get this equalizer shared, and when it calls shared, shared sets itself. This thing. So then it was just in an infinite loop calling back, which was newing up a new equalizer, which was applying, and newing up a new one. Really, really weird. So what I think I'm going to do is, if forced, we're going to apply this, because that would make sense. Because if you forced it, it happened from a UI action, whereas it wouldn't from the constructor. That shouldn't happen. That is craziness, though. Stupid infinite loops, those will get you. All right, we don't need that one, because those don't get set again. Stack over. But the weird thing was it never truly overflowed. It should have overflowed pretty dang quick. But something with how that loop was happening and stuff getting proxied, it didn't actually overflow, but it would lock. Really weird. All right, that loaded a lot better and a lot faster. Yeah, these font sizes just look huge compared to the old ones. All right, we're up and going though. Much better, much better. But this simulator's smaller, so maybe I'd have to have same simulators to make sense of those. All right, one infinite loop gone. But overall, I mean, I don't have these icons showing up yet in the cells. That would be nice to do. Why is my... What in the world? My simulator is like going really slow. What is going on with my CPU? Something's taken up a lot of my process. I am so ready to get a new machine, but with those rumors of getting the old keyboards back, I don't want to update my Mac. It's really... Yes, this is. So jump on there. So this old app that we're looking at on the left, that one is not that same repo, but just change it to remove the .forms. The one on the right is the .forms. The one on the left is the one without .forms. And so it's a full app, like everything works, but it's really only iOS and Mac. There's an Android version which is in very poor condition, but yeah, the iOS and the Mac one work pretty good. The iOS one's pretty much done. The Mac one is mostly done. I use it every day. It's how I'm listening to my music now. So it's not the best app, but it works. And yeah, all right. Come on, that's driving me nuts. So what was I going to look at there on the radio? Did we do the... Oh, we didn't do the radio yet, having the multiple things. But this logo, that's weird that this font draws that one funny. Those playlist icons. I don't hate the way it's drawing that one. It's just weird looking because it's not what I expected. Okay, so we should look at, whoa, I've got way too much stuff open. Sorry, I normally go through and clean up all my folders. There we go. New folders. Let's go to gMusic and close that out. So we did search this, and my agenda's out of date too, especially I haven't been streaming for a month. All right, equalizer stuff hasn't been done. Android audio, did we not get Android playing? That could be something good to work on. Getting Android working. What do you guys think? What do you guys want to see me work on? Do we want to do UI? Do we want to do like the equalizer or audio playback? Thought we got Android working. Maybe we didn't. We have album details, artist details. We have a lot of UI to do. I'm going to actually go back. I don't know if I feel like doing this right now, the stuff we were working on last time. So I'm going to put this in a branch. New branch. I didn't push it last time. Bring them with me. And we'll just push this up so that way we can animate that later, but then you guys have access to it. Disregard that. Come back to master. All right, we're in a good clean state now. Anybody thoughts? Thoughts? Silence? Crickets? Because, yeah, I mean, artists, we tap on an artist, we should get into some data about it. Oh, we did do the top thing. We can, now that we have that in our search, we can move this thing around. Hey, it's all right. I don't care how new you are. You can have a vote. Everyone gets a vote here. Where did my titles go? Because we could move this UI around and put it, because that has to go in more places. We're going to use it again on the artists. We need to go use that on the radio. Let's do radio really quick. Let's go see how easy it is to use that control we've built. And hope it's easy to do. I think this is listed to only mine. Is that right? No, I don't need, why don't these line up? We'll find out. Okay, so let's kill the old one. And we're going to close it to get back some resources. And then this one is going to reload because I just did some get stuff. All right. Oh, and I crashed stuff. Waiting for my system to catch back up. All right, that's done, that's done. Come on, you close, and so we can code. Quit SQLite, database browser, we don't need that anymore. Close my system log, because that eats up CPU. All right, let's go look at that paging. Was it the paging? No, that's not what it was. I am on current. No, I'm not on Catalina. I'm not on the beta. I'm on whatever the latest is. I just did Mojave 14.6. So, yes. And this one, it's the first time they added the 32 gig RAMs, but this thing's getting kind of old now. It's 18. I don't have all the new 8-core stuff, but I'm tempted, but not yet. Not yet. All right, so let's go look at this control. We have inside of, we don't need to be in renders. We're doing all this in shared code. We were working on the search page is where we added that. So inside the search page, it has our panorama. Where does panorama live? Is it in controls? Panorama. Let's run this again and see. I want to see if we can fix that one little glitch we first saw. To where when we first, oh, something's not right with that. We need to fix that too. So many things to fix. Oh, it shows me this time. Last time it didn't. Okay. So this has a panorama. Is the panorama hard-coded? Where is this thing getting used? How is it getting used? We wrote this so long ago. Okay, panorama, parent, add pages, find references. There we go. All right, so that's how we're doing that. So let's go to our radio stations page. It's so simple. It's just a list view of our radio stations. It's not quite right, but it's close enough. All right. We're not going to do this one in XAML. We're just going to do this one. In the old one, I just did it as a content page and set that as its root. I'm guessing, yeah, we're good. All right, so we are going to change this to, actually, we are going to need this database page. Actually, no, we won't. All right, I digress. Let's do this right. So we're going to do content page. Now what we'll do here is let's leave the toolbar. And actually, we are still going to do this dot title equals strings dot radio stations. Now, what we also need to do is content equals new panorama view. And we will also do, let's save this guy off. Actually, never mind. Doing it differently. I change my mind a lot. You'll see that about me if you're new here. Equals, do that guy. Now we'll do panorama dot add page. And the first one, if we oops, not one password. Let's launch this back up. The first one, it goes title. It's going to be strings dot recent stations, comma, new simple database list view. View model. Actually, this isn't a page, is it? It is a content page. Oh yeah, those adds pages anyway, so we're good. View model equals a new one of these. All right, and let's format page code. I think, well, why is this? Okay, so curly brace, curly brace. There we go. Okay, so add page does take a view, not a list. All right, so do I have this in view form? Content page, it just deals with all the pull to refresh stuff for me. Dun, dun, dun. Simple database list view. All right, we're just gonna have to build it ourselves. On up here, where does it set the view on this one? I'm so confused. Initialize component, is this, oh, the XAML side. All right, so this just does a list view that's in there. We are going to just do this ourselves. All right, so let's, inside this radio station page, let's do, I'm trying to think if we're gonna have more of these now. I think we might. That's probably good we do this. All right, so let's do simple database list view. Oh wait, this one, those names are gonna clash. Let's delete this guy first. We're going to go here. We are going to rename. Hopefully this rename works. This is used all over the place. Come on. Let's just close everything. We'll first rename here. Row page. All right, I'm crashing everything. All right, that worked. Okay, and that did it there too. Now let's, come on. You know you want to do it. You know you want to reload for me. Close all. I am on an early internal release of Visual Studio for Mac, so there's always extra issues that I have. This one I was not planning on. Activate it elsewhere. Okay. Close solution. This is too big to not. I guess we can do find in files, but that's just lame. Okay. What could go wrong? We'll just restart Visual Studio. All right, so let's launch this again. gMusic. You guys can't hear the kids that are screaming in the background, can you? I'm guessing not. Hopefully my noise gate is handling that. Someone's mad. Okay, find references worked. Rename. Okay, it's working this time. Maybe they changed the UI and I didn't notice it. Maybe it was working last time. That worked really well. Whoa, it even did it here. That's new. That's new. And that worked well. I don't know what this is complaining about though. Oh, it's unnecessary. I'm not using it. You are correct, sir. Alright, let's close that. Wow, that rename went really well. Let's just run to make sure it all works. Oh, I broke all my radio stuff. This stuff's gonna be angry. Let's close this and we'll do content equals panorama. Done. Radio stations will be blank and empty. But let's see if we can move more of this stuff over into that list view control versus the page. All right. Hey, it's all building and stuff. So nice. So nice. All right. Let's go do our radio station then. All right. Well, let's finish doing this stuff. Let's commit this because Google likes it. I mean, GitHub likes it better when you do that. All right. Push that nonsense up. Now let's right after I was congratulating it, it crashed on me. Yeah, I see you crashed. Some permission error. Interesting. All right, simple database. These are called list views in here, aren't they? Don't like having that namespace. I'm ditching that. All right. So this thing sets up a lot of stuff for us. And we can't do all of it, but we can do lots of it. Let's comment allow this out to make it easier. Oops. Equals new, what is that, new binding? I think that's all I need. Source. Is there okay. Well, I guess we're not going to bind that. No need. That won't matter from here. But this will. Vertical options aren't on here. Hey, R2! Yes, I'm back. Just life has been crazy. Can't even tell you. So much travel or traveling, and then just, yeah, it's been crazy. Can't I just do new binding like this? It's been too... Doesn't like that. I don't know if I'd call it that. It's alright. We don't even need most of this anyway. Alright. So we've got this. Now if we... Actually, I don't even know if I need this. I'm second guessing this whole thing. I like how I did the model on this, and so I wanted that. So maybe it's worth it just for that. And did I have... How did I do the old radio one? I just did a new simple database of that type. I didn't even filter it or anything. I'm wondering if it's worth it to make this control if I'm gaining anything by doing this. And I'm starting to think I don't. Yeah, I really don't think I get anything. All right, we're just going to do it this way. Okay, so let's go to our radio station page. And we're going to do... let's do this way. List view. Actually, let's type it. Um, now, what we'll do is... Actually, do I want to return the view model or am I going to set it? We don't need this. Ignore that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pass the view model in, and then we'll use it to bind everything. You think that'll work? All right, so let's do command refresh. We'll just throw that in there right now. Where we can use the same command on each of them. And then I'm going to go back and look what we used under here so I can grab that stuff right. It's to display. Got that, got that. Vertical options has under. Hi. Yeah. Hold on 1 second, guys. Alright, I am back. Sorry, family stuff. Alright, so where were we at? We were building out this list view. So as we set all these properties on here, it'll work. Pull the refresh. Haven't done that yet. And yeah, we'll just do. I need to fix all the pull refreshes seem to be broken, so I need to fix all those. And let's see if that is good enough for now. And let's do this. And instead of doing this, we will do run. We'll do, what did I call that? I didn't call it list view. Create view. All right. And that creates that one. Let's just see if this loads something. We need to actually have two of these. Let's just throw two on for now, and then we'll deal with the filtering so they behave differently. All right, run this. Ooh, did not mean to swipe out. All right, so let's go check our radio station. I would expect to see something in there. Oh, the other one I did the templates. That's right. That's why we have it in one spot. So item template equals new data template. Oh, and I also didn't do the binding. New data template. How do these work from code? Media item cell. I think that's right. All right. Maybe that's all I have to do there. And now view model dot source. I think that's what I needed there. Let's see, we should have two list views now, hopefully. If I did it right. Hey! There's something there. Did I not do the paging stuff yet? Oh no, it works. It pages. But why aren't these filled out? Alright, let's look how this works. That shouldn't have thrown an exception. So here, item source, source, two-way. Done, okay? Why is that two-way? Alright, so this creates a media item cell. Oh, did I finish all the grouping stuff? Let's make sure. Run this again. If it's not grouped right, that would cause that. Those are not grouped, so I did not finish all the grouping stuff. Alright. Is grouping enabled? That's the problem. Hey, that's looking better. And clicking on them does not crash. Nice. All right, let's go look at the data for this. Let's go to the database, and I want to make sure. Actually, we can look at the view models. Radio station, inside models. Radio station, Radio station, here we go. Is included, that's what I'm looking for. Actually, I want to check the old app just to see how I sorted and ordered those, because I might have done something fancy. And I don't think we were handling offline mode anywhere in here right now. I think that's going to be something to go and do and fix. Offline mode. I don't think I've been smart and built it and set it up for that. All right, did I open the other one? Okay. Lost in thought. And trying to find good music. All right, this is loading. Let's go look at shared. There is under shared, there's models. Oh, we want view models. Radio station view model. And then I just set the is included. Ah, and I do all kinds of fancy stuff. So fancy. All right. Maybe we'll do some of this. All right, so let's go back to our radio station stuff. So this is going to show off some more of the power of simple database, because inside of here, this has a group info, right? And so I can just edit this group info, and it does all kinds of crazy stuff. So let's modify this again. Oops, and let's just comment this out because that's not even close to what we want. And we're just going to move this out of here. All right, so we'll do this. Now we can just do view model. Okay, so we'll grab the date group info, and we'll say if, actually we can just uncomment this stuff out. All right, so now what we've done is if it's a radio station, oh, this order by stuff doesn't matter. And either way, that we can leave it by that, because that one's not going to be grouped. We'll just go like this for now. And yeah, let's just see what it does. Why, hello, Sweeky. Welcome. It's been a while. A long while. Now we can do... Did I not expose the group info? I did not on that. Source. Is that right? All right, I think that's right. I hope. Uh-oh, you need my help on Azure Deva. Oh, Sweeky, wrong person. Oh, Sweeky, I didn't merge your pull request in. We should look at that after this. Right, I totally broke all those now. True, false. I need your help with Azure DevOps, Sweeky. Comet has no Azure DevOps right now. All right, where's my error? Right. I fixed the spelling. Ah. All right, let's see how gMusic's going with this now. We should have that nice little tab thing like that on radio stations. Why do these have, ooh, that shouldn't have happened. Those are deletable, but that should not have crashed that. All right, I want to see the database. This is the XR gMusic. Reveal sandbox. All right, library. Let's go look at what's in radio stations. Whoa, why is this going slow? All right, radio station only has a couple. And they are all included, not included. Did I do these backwards? They're both recent stations. Okay, is included is the first one, dot. Let's restart that. All right, I think that should make it look better. That's looking right. So now if I play a station, does, oh, I just broke all the on tap stuff, didn't I? Okay, did that work before? No, I wonder. All right, so now, okay, so now return list view. We'll just exit out. All right, so now what we can do is we can do playback manager.share.play and radio station. And we will also do unselect itself. And actually, will be nice. All right, now if I tap on that, it should play, and then it should also add it. Oh, the recent should show even my own stations. I need to disable grouping. All right, so here we'll say on this. Oops, wrong button. Okay, so I think right here I could say is grouped equals is included, and then we can just say viewModel.source.is grouped. Now I think that will make this look better. Having some of this auto mapping would be a reason to wrap that again. Are you going to load for me? Please? You know you want to. Oh wait, why don't I even see? Yes, I'm wearing a Jurassic Park shirt. Every once in a while I wear good shirts. I don't have a pause. I don't have a step over. Why are you locked? Those might have been from when I stopped and started. Come on. It's not complaining because I have the database open, is it? Okay, it's not the code I just changed because we're not even getting here. Clean and rebuild. This is fun. Go build. Deploy. Oh, now look. Something weird's going on there. Does it work if there's no debugger? Alright, is grouped. True. If is grouped. Come on. While this is going, do any of you guys own an Oculus Quest? Wow, a lot of people are watching right now. Have any of you guys gone out and played with an Oculus Quest yet? Most of you know I'm a VR enthusiast and I own most of the VR headsets. Can't help myself. But the new Quest is like one of my favorites. Problem is they kind of only half did it right, and you have to mod it a little bit. But once you mod it, it's amazing. Do you know what would be also amazing? A debugger right now. Let me restart Visual Studio. Debugger would be useful. I should downgrade to stable. But let me grab this. By default, it comes with like the crappiest straps ever, and it's just like this guy. You basically have this strap, and there's built-in speakers into the strap so you can hear, but like then everybody else can hear, and it's loud and obnoxious. But if you take a Vive Deluxe audio strap, and you 3D print a couple pieces, you can mount it on there. So then you have like built-in headphones, really good built-in headphones. And then it's quite awesome. I highly recommend getting this, and you don't need a PC, so they're still expensive. You're at like $400, another $100 for the audio strap. But then it's like it feels good, and you don't need a PC though. So at like $500, you have a full-on thing. Where a Vive is $500, and you still need a PC with a ridiculously powerful PC. So yeah, modding these things, and then also they come with a built-in like foam face pad, which is really bad because you can't share them then. Nobody wants to put on a face mask after someone else has just worn it when it's nasty and sweaty and whatnot. So yeah, you can buy VR cover, sell some leather ones. So again, you're in another 30 something bucks. So it's kind of dumb that you have to upgrade it yourself. But once you do, just crazy. No wires. I've really, really been enjoying it. Yeah, it's really cool. I just wish the dev cycle was better on them because anytime you're working on that, hey, look, we're working now. Restarting, got our debugger back. All right, play. All right, building this view now. This list view. All right, and then this one is included. Sorry, I switched really quick right back to code working. But I love this headset. I'd definitely check it out if you're interested in playing with VR or getting into it. Yeah, it's really good. The tracking is surprisingly good. If you hold like the controllers behind your head, then quickly come out, like in playing Beat Saber, it's really bad. Don't do that. But aside from that, I've had like no tracking issues. All right, go. All right, so this says database is not equal to null. Go get object for row index, group info. I didn't change these properties, did I? That is still group by recent time, right? But it would have thrown an exception. Just want to make sure. Whoa, 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 what's it complain about? 403 forbidden. I think it doesn't like you pausing while it's trying to authenticate. So let me times everything out and nothing authenticates, right? All right, so those are good, those are good. Let's see if we can see in this database, go back to browsing, go to radio, recent date time. That's what we order by. That should work. That should really work. I know my stations. Limit is 10, order by descending true, order by that. Okay, so this one, this group by is pretty filled out. Filter from, wait, why doesn't it have a from? They didn't reset the from. Get group info should give me the from. Let's just add a from in case. Maybe it's typed and we'd be fine. We can check in the inspector, the immediate window, see what's going on there. Maybe after some UI we can jump over and play with Comet a little bit if anyone's interested. Oh, I meant to debug that and check that, and I forgot. Oh, merge your PR. Let's merge your PR requests after this. I agree, Sweeky. I agree. All right, maybe we'll just merge it. I mean, you're right. Everything you do is perfect. I believe it. Who am I? Who am I to try and say otherwise? No, where's my immediate window? Trying to hide it from me? Okay, so group. This is weird. So from radio stations, group by nothing, filter by nothing, order by descending, limit 10, or order by recent, limit 10. That should work. That should totally work. Rows in section 0, comma. Oh yeah, these are types, so that's why I don't need that from. But let's just say anyway. For kicks, we'll pass in group, and we'll say 0. Our row, no, that's rows. See what this says. All right, so this has section. Hey, this is saying it's working, right? This is included false. Wait, do I have these backwards? Oh, these are totally backwards. I am hunting for a stupid bug that doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is the order in which I added these is wrong. Okay, is included. Get your Boolean straight, and everything works. Why, hello, Lupus HD. Here I am, second guessing my library, trying to see why it doesn't work, and it does. I'm just an idiot. I have nothing in my brain is taking a break right now. I have nothing added to my library. So that's why the database is right. Oh, is included as 0. All of these are not included. I don't have an add to library button though. Let's do it over here. Navigate around, go back to radio. Uh-oh. I get that every once in a while and I need to fix that. But now I have something in my station. That's totally me being stupid. But hello, I got it fixed! Yay! Yay! Alright. Alright, so let's do that. Sweeky was kind enough to send a pull request, and I have not looked at it yet because I am a horrible person. A very horrible person who does that. It's the first pull request on this as well. And it's what, a month old? How is she still my friend? Alright. So let's check. Oh, Sweeky. Yeah, it does. Alright, I can do it. I'll fix it. Let's do that here. It's something good to do. Alright. Yeah, I changed code. I do that. I haven't changed code in a while, but I do that. So this is cool, right? I like how I can just do pull request right in the GitHub app. And now what we'll do is we'll just do merge into current branch or update from master. All right, open in Visual Studio Code. Code has the best diffing. Oh, I renamed mine, didn't I? And then didn't do anything with it. Right? Did I push that up or did I undo it? Nope, it's me renaming things. All right, so let's go back. All right, so let's accept incoming. No, that has them both in there twice. Wait, what's this? Did you do a song view, Sal? Hey, thanks for coming back, Vazin. Is that how you say it? But yeah, it's come a lot farther. A lot farther. We'll show it. I've talked about showing it and jumping on. I've been working on it a lot since then. Oh, and that's all broken. It can't even reload it. What is going on? All right, so this part's the confusing part to me, Sweeky. Why there's now a song cell, which depends on that. So I'm going to delete that, and then I think that'll work. Hmm. Let's make sure this loads. Reload that. All right, so now, yeah, that should be good. Is it done flashing at me now? All right, I think we're good. Let's run it. I'll push that up to that pull request. Builder. Let's just close the solution, reopen it. So yeah, comment. Well, that's reloading. So the main goal of what I'm doing right now is to port this to Xamarin.Forms. I have a native app that's pretty much, it's in really good shape and pretty awesome on iOS. And I've never finished the Android version, and the Mac version, which I use to listen to all my music, is only like half done. So it's kind of sad. Like, it looks pretty bad. It looks okay, but it's not done. Most of the tabs don't work. There's no setting screen. The button's there, but nothing happens. And so it's hard to manage. There are three distinct versions of an app when I do it by myself. And so if I redo it all in Xamarin.Forms, it'll make it a lot easier. And I also wanted to prove that Xamarin.Forms can do a big app. So yeah, but it also, if I do that, I can also maybe work on Xamarin.Forms for Mac and make it work better. So gives me an excuse to do things like that. Okay, what's this error? Oh, this did not. Why did it tell me all my merge conflicts were completed? Because something is not. All right, well, let's fix this. Okay. Let's take the master version. Oh, automation ID. We'll grab this and then take the master version. All right, I think that'll make it better. Hey, I am comfortable in the command line most of the time, but I do still like my VS Code. Yeah, that's what I did here. All right, now let's run it and see. It just crashed on me again. Okay, we should run the tests, see if they work after. I broke it. If you had radio station tests, those won't work because I just broke that. Sorry, I do that. So I mean, some of the stuff, like which ones were you talking about? Like which animations? I don't have a ton of animations in the old gMusic because I'm lazy, so that doesn't help. But I've been able to do a lot of the animations, and I've done slightly different ones this time for some things. But I have been doing the animations. Xamarin.Forms does have a really good animations API. Like on this one, I just moved that thing off view, off screen, and the new way I fade it out. If I can get this to run. So yeah, but you don't have to do animations per renderer. I mean, per platform. You can do all the animations in Xamarin.Forms, and then the animations are right once run anywhere as well. So, all right. Oh wait, why am that's this one? Wait, this is new gMusic. What am I mean old gMusic. I want new gMusic. They might be, but then that makes me do more work and figure things out. So one of the things that I like about doing this um, is I like learning and how what's wrong with our platforms and how I can improve them. And building apps is how I do that best. That's how I prove APIs and it's how I know how to do things differently. And so if I run into things that I don't like or I can't do, I can always push things farther, which is nice. And it just helps me get better at our platform and know its shortcomings. All right. All right, so it's not restoring UI test. See if I can restore this. And blogs, I tried blogging for a little bit, and I'm horrible at blogging. I think that's why I like doing these because it's different. I don't have to write; I get to talk, and I'm better at talking than I'm at writing. And so you see how bad I am at talking. So you just imagine how bad it is when I write. I am not an evangelist. I have a weird role. I'm called a PM architect. So I'm an engineer on the PM side. Yeah, that was a good talk. I've been asked to redo that on Twitch again, and I just haven't done it yet. And so there's a lot of new things I've learned that we can do and do some new cooler stuff with async and await. But need to get on that. I really do. All right. Hey, so this is your branch, and it still has all the new stuff, so we're good. Um, So I am, like I said, I'm a PM architect. So I'm a PM, but I do a lot of engineering, and a lot of what I do is proof of concepts and like exploring new things and how we can do things better. And it covers all of Xamarin and even outside of Xamarin into some of the .NET stuff. So yeah, all right, let's run these tests. Let's make sure this pull request actually does what it's supposed to. Add some tests. All right, so bring up unit test. And that's kind of why the hackathon, when you saw what we were working on the hackathon, a lot of that goes along with that was like, how can we improve things and make things better? Yes, stop running, run some tests. I have not ran tests in so long, not these kind of tests. I'm a bad person. To be honest, I haven't worked on the native version of gMusic in a long time. I've been distracted by other hobby projects because gMusic just is a hobby. It really is. And so I need to, I mean, right now I had to remove it from the App Store because Google didn't like the YouTube integration. They just didn't like me downloading YouTube videos for some strange reason and allowing you to offline them and embedding them in the app. So I need to actually remove that and then even update it on the App Store again. All right, test. Are they doing something? Am I missing something? Is something supposed to be happening, Squeaky? Oh, failed tests. Where'd my test pane go? I locked it and then it went away. No successful tests. Already signed in. This is trying to use something in a different Xcode version. Is this pull request mergeable? Might comment what out? The already logged in thing? Okay. So it always does this. I don't know which step I'm commenting out. I'm confused. Squeaky did a pull request to. Squeaky's a good friend. She helps with all kinds of stuff. She's actually an amazing engineer, and she knows how to do tests better than most. I used to know this stuff, but I haven't used it in a long time, and she still uses it all the time. And DevOps, she's like the queen of DevOps, so it's nice having her around. So just a coworker who's amazing. Okay, so I pushed my stuff up. So yeah, I pushed it up. So you should have, it should be caught up with master right now. Okay, so I'm gonna switch off. Yeah, no problem. I don't mind doing that. All right, so now we're back to here. I didn't even push this radio stuff up. So that's funny. You've got a newer than master commit. Okay. Yes, reload. That is. What's with the flashing? Like I said, I'm on an early version of Visual Studio for Mac. That flashing is driving me nuts. Um, she's not a DevOps engineer. She's just good at all this stuff, and she does all this stuff a lot. So you already have the radio stuff though, Squeaky. You should have that. So she's on our CAT team. So it's a customer advisory team. What they do is they help our big customers and go save the day in many different ways. One of those is DevOps and tests and just fixing their apps and telling them how to do things better. So yes. And she just likes to hang around on my stream and harass me too. So she's good at that. All right, so okay, where were we? So we've got radio station done, and that's looking a lot better. What update do I have? Let's update forms. What could go wrong? Sweet. Let's go update all of our packages. We'll push this up, make sure we're on the latest. All right, so we looked at that pull request. Almost ready. Yes, I live dangerously. Like I said, I'm on a pre-release of Visual Studio for Mac. I'm on 8.3 preview build 1352. So I'm just rocking the previews, so why not? And this being a hobby project, it's not high stakes either if things don't work. But the updates have been getting better. We've been working really hard on making sure updating's not too scary. Can you open zip files for test? Not sure what you mean. If you're asking, can you test native, like if you're not doing Xamarin.Forms or anything like that, yes, you can totally access and deal with UI that's loaded from a zip file, 100%, or storyboards or whatever. Even if it's not written in Xamarin, you could write this in Objective-C or Swift and still do all the same testing stuff. All right, run this, make sure it runs after that upgrade. Up to 4-2. All right, push that up. Looks good. It's looking good. Yeah, we're in good shape. Okay, so we need to do that for the radio stations. Radio stations is now working like it should. Oh, we didn't try playing one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, don't crash the IDE too. All right, Visual Studio for Mac crashed. I might downgrade to stable instead of this early preview because it's not behaving right now. It's our daily build, so it's a master build from last night. And sometimes it's evil and yells at me and crashes. But it's been good. I've been using it for all day, and it's the first time it started crashing. Of course, while I'm streaming. That's how it always works. It always does that when you're live. All right. Come on, you know you want to load Visual Studio. So I want to get radio stations playing. So we know that one crashes, and I know why. So currently Mac isn't. No, currently I haven't even started the Mac head yet. That is correct. It only has iOS and Android. And Visual Studio for Mac is locked. Sometimes when it crashes like this, it won't come back till I restart or log out. Let's hope it's not in that case. All right, this is totally broken right now. I'm going to restart my machine, but I can talk to you guys while that happens. So, is most mobile dev at Xamarin through Xamarin? No, there's teams that do all kinds of stuff. So there's no only one thing. There's a mixture of everything. Of course, being on the Xamarin side, we're trying to push more people towards Xamarin, don't get me wrong. And we want them to use more of our own internal tooling, but it's a mix. So it really is. All right. Any other questions while my machine restarts? It's going to lock. I'm going to have to manually restart it. Move the Quest out of the way. Hold on. It's nice that I don't stream from the same Mac I code on, because if I have to reboot, we don't lose stream, because that's not fun. Only 2 apps written in Xamarin. Yeah, I know MSN is, and yeah, I actually don't know all the stats, so I'm glad you do. But yeah, there's definitely a mix of stuff. And there's also stuff that's not even in Java, or Swift. There's also React Native work that's done inside of Microsoft. Really is a mix. Teams, Microsoft is really nice about you have to do it this way. Nothing's prescribed that way, so teams get to work what works best for them and the team they have and what they know. So there's definitely a mix of stuff. But yeah, there's no top-down mandate. You have to do things a certain way. So yeah, Skype, Teams, things like that are React Native stuff. And a lot of stuff even dates back to before Xamarin was at Microsoft. So yeah, there's definitely legacy stuff before that. Come on, why aren't you booting? All right, it's logging in. It's going. We'll have a coding machine back in a few minutes. It's actually pretty quick. It shouldn't take that long. All right. Wonder if there's any other questions. Do I play video games? Not so much. I used to play video games a lot. I do still play video games once in a while. Most of my games, I like Beat Saber is one of the main things that I play on a regular basis just because it's really fun. Apex Legends I was into recently. I was really big into Overwatch for a while. Back in the day, I was way into WoW and StarCraft, and back in high school it was all Counter-Strike and StarCraft 1 and all that way back when, which was really fun. So, but it's not that I'm too old, I just don't have time, and I enjoy programming now. Before I knew how to program, games were what I did for fun, and now that I know how to program, I actually code for fun. I like it. I'm weird. All right, rebooting my machine, getting everything set back up. But yeah, coding is totally one of my favorite things to do now. Hey, I heard a following sound and I totally missed the notification because my machine's rebooting. Wolverina, thank you for the. Is that? Did I? No, it's. Is it Wolverine? Okay, I almost want to say because the but Wolverine, welcome. Thanks for the follow. Machine's almost rebooted. Get everything back on the right screen. Load things up. That's right. I have a hotkey to redo most of this. Oh, South Africa. Awesome. That's really cool. I plan on going to Africa at some point. Microsoft has these like coding things that we can do to where we can sign up to like go and help and do things in other countries. We have skills for Africa and skills for Asia. And I think I want to try and do both of them, where we go and they actually send us to Africa for a week to like teach programming, which sounds like a lot of fun. So I need to find time to do that because I definitely want to do that. I am totally self-taught, and I self-taught myself a long time ago. So it was all Google and Stack Overflow back before people recorded programming videos, and there was like nothing on YouTube. So, oh, awesome! That's really exciting. But yeah, so I taught myself way back when, and it was just pure Google and banging my head against the wall. The first program I wrote, like, well, I mean, back with MySpace and those type of things, and I built like one of the really first cool programs I built was a music player. Go figure. It was for what was it? It was for MySpace. MySpace lets you pick one song to be like your song when someone went to your page. But I didn't like that. So I wrote a Flash media player that would pick between any number of songs I added on there, and it would randomize and pick one of my songs when it launched, which was totally ridiculous because who wants music blaring in your ear when you go to a website? But we all did it back then, so if you're gonna, I didn't want to just pick one song. So yeah, we have a couple people in from Xamarin. Right now, I just totally blanked his name. We still have someone on the Xamarin team that lives in South Africa, and I can't remember his name. He helps me with all my C++ bindings. And all right, my shortcut to reset all my window locations is not working. Okay, there it goes. I was like, I don't want to do all my windows manually. Get them the right size. Okay, I am almost back. Machine's rebooted. Get my windows up so I can see chat on the right screen. Reboot almost complete. Uh-oh, I hear an echo. Oh, it's using the wrong audio output. Wow, I am hearing crazy echoes. Hopefully you guys are not hearing them. Oop, wrong button. Still happening. I'm getting like 2 sets of echoes. Open the wrong windows. Okay. All right, echoes should be gone. I'm not going to go crazy. Good, it didn't actually go through. So, yeah, there's certain types of weird lockups I get to where I have to reboot or certain programs won't open. Like they just sit there and bounce indefinitely if I don't reboot. It's really, really annoying. All right, so that's done. Let me switch my screen back. One more window to open up. So why did I lose? All right, that's back. All right, we are back, I think. Let me switch screens. Yeah, I'm on a Mac Pro. I am on a 2018 version, so almost a couple years old now. So, yep, there you go. And that's really small. You can't read that. There you go. It's a pretty beefy machine. It was right before yeah, it's with the butterfly keys. I use a Microsoft keyboard 99% of the time. I use one of these sculpts, so I don't even notice. I've never done NativeScript. I mean, I've definitely looked at some of the other stuff, like of course React Native. I'm in the process of writing my own toolkit right now. that if you guys are interested in checking out, we can play with that, not just keep working on gMusic. It's early stages, but if you're interested in cool new frameworks, who doesn't like cool new frameworks? I like it because I'm making it, so of course I'm going to have to say it's the best. Okay, so that one, let's open up our other simulator so we can always compare back to the old one. What were we looking at? We were just checking, oh, right, the crash when we click on one of these. That crash. Right there. All right. So the stuff from the hackathon was called Hot UI, but it has now officially been renamed to Comet. So it has a new name. Um, Lots of new names. But yes, Comet's a much better name than Hot UI, and I don't know. It's cool. It's fun. I haven't actually touched it on it for a couple days. Or I mean, I've been working on the tooling for it. So yes, tooling is good and needed. All right, so let me fix this thing. This is an easy fix. Index of down here, we were just doing -1. We're going to do that here. That shouldn't, I thought that was going to never happen, but of course it does. All right, let's do this again. See if it works. No crash this time. Yeah, but Comet is pretty cool. I've really enjoyed playing with it. I like the idea. It's that MVU style to where you have like you build the body, and then this body can be rebuilt and reevaluated, and it lets you have like magic data binding, which is pretty awesome. Like this text is bound there, and if that ever changes, it auto updates and just, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really fun. It's been fun to work on. All right. And it's a really simple API, which is something going for. Have I wrote other apps for gMusic's my most popular and definitely my oldest maintained app. I started it back in the Mono Touch days. I've been working on this thing for, I don't know, 8 years now. So it's definitely like my oldest and most popular one. I've built plenty of other apps and lots of other ones. Hey, and radio stations, play now. Really cool. That works. But like, I mean, I've done mono game ones on it. If you go through my GitHub, I don't know how many of them I've opened, but I've done lots of them just for fun because I enjoy it. So mono touch as in before Xamarin. Yes, there was a product back in the Novell days called mono touch that Xamarin now, I mean, yeah, the IP for Xamarin or mono touch became Xamarin. So yes, like before Xamarin days. And gMusic actually exists from back then. gMusic's on its the current iOS version's on its third rewrite. The Forms one makes number 4. So, yeah. Yeah. I mean, technically, if you go back into the history, there's the monotouch to Xamarin days actually was a big change because for Xamarin, we didn't know when Xamarin was being formed, they didn't know if they were going to get the IP. You might as well go to selfie if I'm talking. They didn't know if they were going to get the IP for monotouch. And so when they were creating Xamarin, Novell still owned all the monotouch IP, so we switched. The guys who did Android worked on iOS, and the guys from iOS worked on Android, and they were re-implementing the product from scratch, the whole white room environment, because those people have never really worked on the other platforms. They were always iOS or Android, so they were. We actually started over from scratch and redid a lot of things, and then we got that IP, and it changed a lot. So kind of got merged back in. But there was a lot of big improvements that came from writing it a second time. Nope, wrong button. But yes, so yeah, it's a little bit of crossover. Fun little history there. Yeah. All right, so we fixed that one. Radio stations work. We know we can tap on them and they play music. There was another screen we were talking about that I needed to do that multi thingy for. Artist is gonna need it. Come on. This Xamarin.Forms bug has been plaguing me forever. I need to hunt it down and kill it. What's the stack trace on this? Excuse me. Yeah, it's only with the cells. On the cells they're trying to set on a disposed view. Excuse me. And that is happening. Forms finding properties. This internals set core value. That jumps up through table view cell, text cell renderer. You know what? I don't know. Do I have a current form? I don't know if I have anything forms that's recent. Let's go to master, leave my changes. Let's fetch this puppy down. Let's look at this code. This error has just been plaguing me for too long. So I updated Xamarin.Forms on iOS. Yeah, I did. I did it on all three. This is a totally separate issue that's been plaguing me for a long time. And I know exactly what's happening here. All right, so now we've got that. Let's just do this in code. Make my window the right size. All right, so Xamarin.Forms platform, iOS. Let's go into cells, text cell renderer. All right, so under text cell renderer, they have this, right? So they get the sender, get the text cell. It's probably this line right here. 9.8. Wait a minute. Xamarin.Forms. Can I make that bigger to make that easier to see? Why is it not telling me the line number for this one? Okay, so this goes and it calls handled text cell render. Hey, Artesian, thanks for the follow. All right, so this does a text cell renderer, which that's where we're at. Text cell renderer does handle changed. It does. It's the wrong one. All right, so it's this part right here. To be honest, this is, it's handle property changed, or is it handle cell property changed? Handle cell property changed. All right, and I wonder if, okay, so what we will do, I don't know if they will accept this pull request, but we're gonna try. Nope, I want system.object_exposed. Object exposed. And oops, wrong button. I meant to hold shift. All right, so what we will do is we will, oops, wrong one, indent that in. Now we'll bring this in. For now, I'm just gonna put a big fat console.writeLine. Do I remember if there was changes on pattern with instantiating a control inside new element? I'm not sure I follow, because that shouldn't matter on here. Yeah, no problem. Join anytime. I am gonna try and stream some more in this week or next week, not just gMusic. We'll work on some when I've been working on comics. I've been working on Comet a lot, so hopefully I'll have some more of that stuff. I've just been working on tooling for Comet stuff that I wasn't ready to stream, but I'll be in the library again soon, so that'll be fun. But yeah, I'm not sure on that new element. So on this, yeah, handle properties changed. That's where this keeps happening. So there's a notification that an object changed, and the view is disposed and off screen because list views recycle themselves. And so, yeah. What I do when I am doing these is, and I think, yeah, so we're doing a cell table view cell, then I set the cell. And then I check if that cell, tvc.cell, I wonder, so like doing these type of things where we check to make sure, then return, I don't know if that's needed. But I do those to make sure that the property is even for the right cell, like it hasn't been recycled. If it's a reusable cell, this. Oh, that's if it's not. Okay, so they are resetting it, then they set them to equal each other. Here, let me bring that over. Protect against set native control when no element is. How old is this? This is different. I don't think it's the same issue at all. Where's the actual code changes? Yeah, so this isn't happening when it's an empty one. This is a disposed error. So this is a different issue altogether. The problem is, one thing I don't like, so Xamarin, all the Xamarin stuff under the hood has a disposable pattern. And when it's disposed, you can't check if it's been disposed. If you try using anything on it, it throws this is disposed. It throws and try going down to the native stuff, it blows up. So yeah, this is a stale old cell. I really think this is what we need, and I think this will fix it. All right, let me actually close this now. Let's open. We're gonna, and I want to put a big fat console.write line on there. So I'm gonna use this in my own thing. Hopefully I've got enough in there. And they're even, right? Did I do them even? 4 on top, 4 on the bottom? Okay. Yeah, it's hard because you don't even get notified if they changed. I mean, and you can't, if you call in, it blows up. That's one of the things that I've made sure to do on Comet was to make that a little bit different. There's an is disposed property, so you can always check that when you're dealing with the native stuff, the bridging, and it's been nice because you can actually say, hey, have you been disposed? Oh, I don't care about this. Um, Strong security concerns about write once run anywhere. I haven't heard any strong concerns about that. I'd be interested to know what they are. Xamarin.Forms is close to write once run anywhere, but it's not exactly. I mean, yeah, I'd be interested to know what if there was any valid concerns on that, because I don't see how that what security that causes. Certain things like React Native, it's really easy to jump in and get API keys because they're just in the JavaScript, stuff like that. But I don't know, this is compiled down to IL, and then on iOS, it's even then it's ran through the exact same compiler that you would use if you did it with Objective-C or Swift. So I mean, it still runs through Apple's compiler. So I'm at a loss as to how that would cause security for stuff. So yeah. How will I run these changes? That is a great question. All right, so I am now going to cheat because that's how I roll. I'm too lazy to redo that the right way, but I will show you how I run those changes. So let's do a new, what's the, try to remember the NuGet folder thing. NuGet, does it just run? So I'm going to go to my NuGet cache. No, that's way too much work. Way too much work. So I'm going to go to my NuGet cache, Xamarin.Forms. Somewhere, it's in here somewhere. All right, let's scroll down a little bit first. All right, Xamarin.Forms, and we're on 4.2. Yes, I'm just going to swap that DLL out. Thanks for following and catching on. Yes, it's so much easier. So much easier. I do this all the time because I don't want to deal with making my own package and then incrementing versions. I'm just lazy. It works beautifully. All right, so now let's reveal in Finder. That'll get us close enough. All right. Yeah, this is how I do all of my little quick tests like this because I'm just, yeah, it's too much work. All right. Perfect. And as long as there's no crazy mismatches, since I'm only doing the platform one, should work. Replace. And if you mess this thing up, if you delete this folder, NuGet Restore is going to fix it for you. So it's totally safe. Just don't push anything to like the App Store with your one-off version because then you're going to have some weird one-off version. But yes. All right, so now let's open this gMusic back. And now as we navigate around, let's hope we see that big giant console saying we fixed it. I should have done it debug. If you do debug, it's blue. Exactly. If it's already there, NuGet's not going to restore. It doesn't have to. It always checks that cache and it'll just reference that DLL directly during the build. So yeah, and where that takes place, if you want to know how any of that NuGet stuff works, because it's really useful, if we go into your object folder, your object folder does all kinds of fun stuff for NuGet in here with how this stuff actually works and does all the dependency stuff in there and the targets and the cache. And you can just, it says it's binary, but none of it is. But yeah, you can just peek through all this stuff and see how it caches everything. So yeah. And then we should see something in here, NuGet packages path, and it just tells you all of that stuff. So yeah, it's all cached. We'll use that thing. And now, and we could have put a big glaring like read or console.write line in like initialization, but no need. All right. So let's build that. Uh-oh. Are we having stream drops? My thing's flashing at me. Oh, yes. Google is trying to upload lots of stuff, and so is Backblaze. I think I have had problems. Let me also pause Backblaze. Hey, instantly my upload's back. Ever since I rebooted, I think I've been having bad quality issues. I'm sorry, guys, for the dropped frames. I wish I would have noticed that sooner. Yeah, what's up? Really sorry about the dropping frames there, guys. That's on me. How many frames did it drop? I was dropping 7%. It's a lot. Uh-oh. All right, I'm on a weird version, and it doesn't like that. So I'm on 2.0. Writer IDE, I have tried it, but the layout drives me nuts. I'd rather use VS Code. Okay, so I need to go to the right version of Forms before we do that. So let's just grab this stuff here. Let's disregard this. We'll disregard this. Now we'll do open in terminal, git stash. We're still going to hot patch this thing for us. And now we're on, do they have them tagged here? So VS for Mac used to have more things for like debugging, or I mean like inspecting into an old DLL. And it's sad that a lot of that's gone. I wonder, do we not? Do we tag these branches? Let me go look on GitHub. So during some of the transition, we lost some of the stuff for inspecting IL, which is kind of sad. Let's go to Xamarin/Xamarin.Forms. All right, so do they tag things? Releases. releases. All right, and we are on Xamarin.Forms 4.2. That's this one. All right, so we're just gonna. Is there a way to check out at a release? Okay, all right, so right here, and there's this tag, copy this. All right, so now what we will do, so there's things that we can do to where we have it tagged in. So if NuGet, you ship the sources or you do the source mapping to GitHub, there's some of that stuff that I know we can do. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I know how nice their debugger stuff is. But yeah, git branch. No, it's git checkout, right? Yes, that's what I wanted. All right, git stash pop. Oops, yeah, I didn't have music playing. Move this off screen. All right, so that fixes it to now we have that one change. Now let's rebuild that again since and then it'll have the one that matches. All right, so yeah, what I did was I just went to the releases, grabbed that commit, so that way we'll be applying it to the same commit that we have, and we'll just add our extra little patch on top, which I did, and that'll make it a big difference. Well, should make a big difference. Should make it work. All right, I still have these opened. Lib iOS, good, good, good. Let's go platform, Android, clean. Should kill all that. Wow, that cleaning is taking a long time. Oh, I should copy over the PDB too so they match. Can you stop? You're taking way too long. Updating resources, it's doing something. Should just delete the folder. Would have been faster. So I switched versions because the old one, I had some version mismatch because I was doing it off master, which is like 70 commits ahead of the release from NuGet. So I went to the actual release, so that way I'm on the exact source that the NuGet was cut from. So now if I build this platform iOS, it'll be the exact source plus my patch. So that way all of the other DLLs line up. As long as there's no signing. Do they sign these? These are signed, then that may or may not work. Uh-oh. 350 build errors. That doesn't make sense. Xamarin uses UWP? Yeah, I mean, you can build it for you. Xamarin.Forms can be built against UWP. Let me reopen the solution. I think that'll fix this. Absolutely. You can compile this down to UWP or WPF. I'm just only on a Mac, so I'm only doing iOS and Android. And I haven't done the Mac one yet either, just because I've been lazy. That wasn't Android complaining, though. I built that project specific. Oh, wrong one. I manually built just the iOS one. So. And by like Xamarin uses WPF. Our stuff's not powered by UWP. Do I say U? I don't even know what I said. We're not powered by UWP, but we do allow you to do things on UWP. I think it didn't like that I deleted that folder. I really think that's what caused it after doing the clean. Run this build and it should work. We'll grab that DLL and bring it over. No, not that direction. It doesn't go that way. If you learn Xamarin.Forms, you can then put it onto UWP. But you can't just take a UWP app, recompile it for iOS. It doesn't work that way. But yeah, so you can deploy it to UWP or WPF. Hey, there we go. Now we're getting build errors. Ah. Actually, I'm going to my patch. See, my patch doesn't line up at all because they have some other stuff. Let's disregard this. Okay, did I copy the right stuff? Yeah. And then I'm going to manually reapply it because, yeah. Oh, come on. Yeah, Xamarin.Forms is different than UWP. Xamarin.Forms, a lot of stuff looks similar to UWP or WPF, but it is not UWP or WPF. It is different. But like I said, it does allow you to compile down to UWP or WPF, so you can target those platforms with one code base. And I kind of want to get this tested, and because I have to go soon, I have to go start the grill and cook dinner and all that fun stuff. Oh, don't even bring up XAML standard. That's a whole nother headache. But yes, it's very similar. It feels like UWP, but it's not. Yeah, that's a whole nother issue that I don't want to go into. All right. Apparently they took the system using out of this file. All right, so that should now look better, and that should build, and it's building. It's trying. See, while that builds, I'm going to AFK for like 2 seconds. All right, and I think the build completed. Perfect. Replace. Replace. Now I can go back to gMusic and build. All right, so now if I rebuild gMusic, please build, please not complain. Hey, and that worked now that they all match. Now if we run this and we play around, we'll watch the output to see if that big ol' it saved me showed up. I don't even know what causes it. It just happens as I navigate around randomly. No, nothing? Nothing? All that for nothing. Radio. Maybe it's when I do something that causes a change and then I switch. I don't know. Now it's not happening. Right, I didn't miss it. Alright. Come back. Refit, poly, all those things. So, I use my own thing. So, like, for like refit and all that, I use Simple.Auth, which has all that stuff built in. I have a lot of my own libraries that I wrote that I use. So, like, Simple.Auth lets you do a lot of that type of stuff. Refit, that's the one for like the API web calls and stuff, right? So any of the weird jumping you're seeing, it's because the simulator and I'm streaming it. This works fine, like on a device or when I'm not streaming. Yeah, it's all native, looks fine and works fine. But yeah, so I use my own stuff because it has authentication built in. So that's how all of the API calls are in gMusic. I just make web calls and it authenticates and I don't even think about it and it auto deserializes and stuff. So it just, yeah. And you can put this stuff on here. I actually don't use the attribute stuff anymore. I did for a little bit, but I don't like it. But it works if you like that style. But yeah, get songs, the API, and the song, and off it comes. So plus, it forces authentication. It presents the authentication UI. If they cancel it, it gives a task cancel it. Yeah, I did the attributes just because other things did it, but I don't really like it. I stopped doing it. It's slower. It takes some lookups to do it, whereas most of the stuff, and I also did it for code generation. I'm like, oh, it's gonna make code generation so easy, but then it's just as easy to generate and put a property or a field right inside the method call. So, or throwing a variable in there. I mean, so I don't anymore. I mean, we can look at those API stuff. So managers, where's that at? API, Google Music Provider. So like most of the time, like get tracks, I'll just do API.getLatest of this type, and then here's the path, the query, and any of the extra stuff I want to throw in there, and that's it. And if it's not authenticated, it auto refreshes everything, and so yeah, that's why I use this instead. But this is what it does under the hood. Yeah, goes and makes the request, puts all the headers it needs, because some of Google stuff needs some nasty headers. Oops, but yeah. So yeah, that's what I use. Simple.Auth. I mean, even if you're not doing authentication, it still has all that stuff built in. So I like it. I like it a lot. And it has like new Google API. So you can just say, hey, I want a new Google API, and it just does that. gMusic does different things because Google, it's not a public API. So it has extra stuff to do the auth. But for like a Google, Facebook, Twitter, any of those, it just works. My Stream Helper, which I actually didn't use today, uses it. And that's probably a better use case of it. GitHub, Clancy. Stream Helper. Did I not? And this even does it in a console app, so it works in any .NET thing at all. But like, yeah, sending a tweet. All I have to do is tweet, message, does get a Twitter API, and then it just makes the API calls. API post. Pass that in. And if it's authenticated, it just does it. If not, it prompts the user to authenticate. So it's really cool that you don't have to think about authentication. All right, enough plugging my own live things. All right, I was hoping we'd see that crash again though, or at least not see the crash, but see we were saved from the crash. It's hard with these random ones. No, that crash has showed up many, many times. I just need to be on the lookout for it. It's as I've like been doing stuff, or I don't even know. Maybe it's because I haven't scrolled. Nothing. Hmm. I don't know. At a loss. Hopefully the next time that thing rears its ugly head, it won't matter. Um, yeah, it was built as debug, had the PDBs. It shouldn't matter. I mean, it really shouldn't matter. Yeah, I did a debug build. Come on. Crash. It wasn't every time. I mean, notice I've been playing with the app, and that's the first or second time it's happened this stream. So it doesn't happen. I don't know. I don't think it's going to play nicely today. It's not going to crash. But I'm going to leave that DLL in there. So as I play around and work on this, I should hopefully see that big giant warning, I saved you. And then if it doesn't crash when that happens, I'll work on getting that pull request sent in. It's been something I've been meaning to do for a while. It's been driving me nuts. Hmm. Oh, genres don't navigate yet. All right. I'm wondering if they'll call that good for today's stream. Like I said, I've got to go cook and make dinner. But yeah, enjoy your sleep. Thanks for hanging out. I'll probably do a raid and send you guys off to another streamer. Hopefully, there's someone else on right now. Anyone have any suggestions? If not, I'll check and see who's in my live coder group streaming. Where is that? Go check my own stuff. Yeah, this was fun. We did good. I'm gonna try and do some more streams either later this week or next week. Echo and yeah. Who's streaming? Yeah, Mats isn't on. Hello, Lily Hazel. Sorry, you're coming right at the end as I'm ending. Trying to see if there's someone else that I should raid or pass you guys off on. Does anybody have any suggestions? Oh, wow, this guy's building Grand Theft Auto 2 server in C Sharp. That sounds interesting. Yeah, I'll be back on more this week. I've been not streaming for like a month due to family and everything else. I haven't Mossy Blogs. Has anyone ever seen him? I don't know who this is, but building a Grand Theft Auto 5 stream or server in C Sharp sounds awesome. All right, let's go raid him. That sounds really cool. All right, thanks guys. I'll be streaming more this week or next week, one of the two, but I will get some more streams going. Sorry for being gone for so long, but I'm back.